Hello, welcome to another video on daily weather charts. These videos diagnose the current weather pattern and discuss how it will play out for the upcoming day. Today's charts are valid for June 30th, 2023. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll get started. And we're starting today with the upper level water vapor view, and it shows a couple of waves of storms, a couple of waves over the eastern part of the country, over the Midwest, and down into the southeastern United States. And then back to the west, we have a deep upper level trough that's digging into the western interior of the United States, and then it's providing the support for additional waves of storms back to the west over the central part of the country. I'll show the radar imagery from these storms in just a moment, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the upper air maps for today. And we're starting at 300 millibars, and so the jet stream is located over the central United States, and that is providing the support necessary for additional thunderstorms to develop over the central high plains. We have a deep upper level trough that's digging into the desert southwest for today. And then looking at 500 millibars, we have broad long wave ridging over the eastern half of the United States. And that is really bringing on the heat for the southern and central part of the country. And then looking at 700 millibars, there's a pretty compact shortwave over the Midwestern United States, and that helped to enhance the uplift and provided support for a couple of bands of storms over the Midwest and eventually down into the southeastern U.S. And we're going to show the radar imagery from today. And so this is the radar from early Thursday morning. We got a couple of waves of storms, one over eastern Illinois and into Indiana, and then another wave back out into the central United States. And so this lead batch of storms here is tracking to the south towards the Tennessee Valley, while this round of storms here is tracking to the east towards Illinois and eventually into Indiana. So we're going to look and see how these storms behaved. So this is about lunch hour. This is around noon, Thursday afternoon. So we have a couple of clusters of storms, as you can see. Those storms move down into Kentucky and eventually down into Tennessee. And then those storms back to the west moved into western Illinois, into a pretty significant bow echo. And so this bow echo really produced some significant straight line winds in excess of 80 to 90 miles per hour in parts of Illinois. And so these storms really played an impact as far as severe weather goes, obviously, and also who got really, really hot today and who did not. And so these really played a pretty significant role in the weather for the eastern United States today. We'll look through the radar imagery as we went through the afternoon. Storms in Tennessee moved down to the south towards Alabama, and then storms. And then this really significant bow echo tracked through eastern Illinois and into Indiana, middle of the afternoon. Decayed as it tracked towards the Ohio River, and then storms in Alabama produced significant straight line wind damage as well as golf ball sized hail in parts of northwest Alabama. So a pretty active weather day for parts of the Midwest and down into the Tennessee Valley. And then we're going to look at the surface here. We're going to show the temperature. So we're going to look at the temperature for, this is right around peak heating at 3 p.m. Thursday. And you can really see the impacts that these storms had on the environment today. They laid a pretty significant outflow boundary draped across the Mississippi River and down into Tennessee and eventually into Alabama, kind of from a northwest to southeast fashion. And so this was really the borderline between extreme heat and, well, not extreme heat, obviously, down to the south, and then the southern central United States, you had temperatures that soared into the mid upper 90s into the lower 100s. And these are just the temperatures, not the heat index. And then areas east of this boundary were just in the 80s to 70s, generally speaking. So now we're going to look at the heat index. So at around the same time, this is the heat index that was observed at around 3 p.m. on Thursday. And you can really, really see the difference that these storms made. So away from your thunderstorms that occurred today, you had a pretty widespread swath of heat index between 110 and 115. And so that is extremely hot across lots of huge part of Arkansas, Mississippi, West Tennessee, and into southern Missouri. And so eventually into Alabama, clouds and showers and storms gave us a break from the heat, thankfully, for Thursday. And so if we happen to get one of these really embedded short waves to pass on through on Friday, perhaps we'll get another break from the heat. But looking at model data, I find that unlikely. So I think for tomorrow, we're really going to be baking under the really hot summer sun on Friday. So heat index could exceed 105, 110 for getting all the way into Alabama for Friday. And so definitely need to take precautions, stay cool, stay hydrated. And so hopefully we get a break from the heat in the next couple of days. That's going to cover it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.